Okie doke. Tomato farm update. um, let's see. It is May 25th. Early afternoon. It just rains. You can see the dark clouds that went by. I think there's still some over that way as well. But anyway, spin around back. So here's, yeah, we just had a downpour. So anyway, here's the super sweets. You can see tomatoes all up in there, different places. And the birds, that's why you see these bags. The birds, once they get red, want to start pecking on them and getting the juice, even though we got plenty of water. We've had rain, but I don't know. So they like eating them up. I thinned it out a lot, but I still got to do some to the top. I went through and butchered the forest because it just wasn't too many leaves. So here's the pineapples, getting big. Looks like they're still a couple, 2 or 3 weeks, but that's about right. You can hear the frogs from the rain. So they'll probably outdo me on volume. Here's the Soldalskis. You can see we got some pretty good sized Soldalskis in there, and a bunch right there. Now here's a big one that's starting to turn. This one here starting to blush a little bit. So you can see the size of some of these. This one here, I think it's going to be 1.5 pounds as big as it is. I mean, you can see it in my hand. Of course, I have small hands, but it basically covers my hand. So these are the Soldalskis. Right here you can see down underneath. There's the pineapples in the background. There's a big pineapple right there. But yeah, this one right here is starting to blush some. I expect the rest are going to start here soon. So then we have, this is the original clone, Mortgage Lifter clone. Got some little greenies on here. It's about seen its last days, but got some here with a little bit of sunburn. This one here, you can see those lines. They tell me that's sunburn. And another one down there, but they didn't have a lot of leaves. The ones they did, kind of looking rough, so I cut them all off. Here is the other batch of pineapples. And you can see here, got a bunch of them. There's some there. Here's some right here. You can see some right up under the leaves there. We have a bunch of clusters there. Couple of big ones across the way, and I did notice this is our first one. If you can see, there's a little bit of blush. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little blush underneath. That's starting to ripen. You can kind of see it a little bit there, I guess. So, but anyway, there. So I got pineapple, and I think the others will be, you can see some of the pineapples, or those are Soldalskis right there that you're looking at. You can see some of the big Soldalskis right there. And then there's the original pineapples that we looked at. And then this thing's getting so heavy, you can see where the stalk, it's splitting. I've had it tied up, but it's just getting heavy. So But got some smaller ones up top here, a couple more there. You can see it's going everywhere. These are Cherokee purples right here. You can see, I'll show you some other angles, but you can see all the tomatoes that are on. Now there's 3 plants in there, so there's quite a few tomatoes. Looks like a bunch. I guess it is a bunch, but there is 3 plants. This is the clone of the clone, mortgage lifter. And as you can see, we've got several here that are starting to ripen. I don't know if you can see this. Can you see how big this thing is? This elephant man, I mean, it is huge. And then this one's not too shabby either. And they're packed in here, but anyway, it's huge. It's going to be 1.5 pounds probably. And then this one's ripening. This one's starting to. You can see a little bit of damage from where it laid on top of this. So, and it got so heavy. I mean, been tying them up, but they get heavy. Here's the Cherokee purple right here. Got these spots coming on the leaves, but I'm going to treat it and get rid of these spots. I don't like them. I don't know what it is, but it's not really blight because it's not killing the plant. It's just not. There's something, maybe too much water. I mean, rain, you know, I don't know. But I got black spots on some of the leaves, so I'm gonna have to treat it. May try this hydrogen peroxide recipe that's a YouTuber suggested, so as a way to treat it. So I'm gonna try that probably tomorrow if it's dry. We've had 2 or 3 days of rain. This here is, you can see I got more up top here, little ones. This is a solo pineapple. It's pineapple. It's just solo by itself in a pot. And it started weeks after the original ones did. So that's coming along. It's just, you know, month behind. Easy. Here's the Cherokee purples here again, just a different angle. You can see the little clusters of tomatoes with pineapple back here in the background, but these are the Cherokee purples right there. Now, here on this one, solo plant, Cherokee purple, solo. So the other one has 3 plants in it. This one's by itself. You can see the clusters of tomatoes all around going up. And that's Cherokee purple. I can't stop this grass from growing. It's driving me nuts. I can't stop my yard grass from growing. I can't stop this grass. Anyway, here's some of the cherry tomatoes from the back end. On the back side there, you can see. And then, last but not least, this is a Cherokee purple also, right here. 3 plants in here. 2 of them are cherry tomatoes. Now, for some reason, this cherry tomato is putting out huge cherry tomatoes, whereas this one's putting out about the, you know, normal size. I mean, when they ripen, you can see over there, they're not as huge, but But I mean, they're getting, but these put out big. I'll show you some when we get, I'll go inside and show you some that I picked. But here you can look. Let me uncover. I keep them covered up so that the birds don't get them. But I mean, you can see the size of these here. I mean, there versus over here where they're red. So these have several more days before they're ready, but you can see the size of them even growing. Starting off, they're just bigger. I don't know what it is, but anyway, I mean, you can see the beginning of that string there is starting to ripen, and they're getting big. And same up here, it's off the same plant. They get big, long strings. One thing I don't know is why I'm getting this black on these stems here. It won't come off. It doesn't wipe off. Up, and it's on some of these, a couple of the stems, and I don't know why, but the woes of gardening. See, and this one's doing the same thing. I didn't notice it on the lower ones. Yeah, so I don't know. It's always something to try and protect these things. So a lot of time, a lot of energy. So, but yeah, I'm gonna do some peroxide. I gotta get some suckers off of here. Got suckers everywhere. I'm gonna do it's 10 tablespoons of hydrogen peroxide to a gallon of water. And of course, shake it up, put it in a bug sprayer or some kind of a spray bottle, and they said cover the leaves, spray the whole plant top to bottom, underneath the leaves, everything. So then 24 hours later, so tomorrow mid-morning I probably will spray hydrogen peroxide over all these if it's dry, and then the next morning, 24 hours later, I will go and put the aspirin baking soda mixture on, which is supposed to, the hydrogen peroxide is supposed to, obviously, just like I guess on anything else, is supposed to kill whatever fungus and bacteria and stuff's on the leaves. So then the aspirin, see, I get some blossoms, they're just not going to make it. They're weak. Got too many on the plant. But the aspirin baking soda is, you spray it 24 hours later, and then you can do it about every 2 weeks. It boosts the immune system of the plant. So you spray it the same way. These are old leaves I got to cut off. And they've got some spots on them as well, but it doesn't seem to be, so far it hasn't affected the plants really, and it hasn't affected the taste of what we've harvested. So but mostly what we're harvesting right now is some of the mortgage lifters over there that you can see that are red, and the cherry tomatoes. So anyway, that is the update for the tomato farm. Hard to believe I thinned it out. So, but there's all the tomatoes, and there's that one Soldalski starting to blush down there. That's over a pound. So they're getting big. It's about time for them to bust loose. Pineapples look like they're going to start busting loose, but of course that just means they're still several days or weeks from ripening. But you can tell, because I thinned it out so much, you can see through now. You can see the Cherokee purples way over there. You can see the pineapples way over there, and the mortgage lifters. And so I thinned it a lot out. So thinned it out a lot, so that the airflow be better, and it gets more sunlight, because this place stays in the sun all day long. So anyway, May 25th, probably about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, after a big old storm. May get another storm. I don't know. That's looking like it's wanting to come towards us. Can't tell. So anyway, all right, May 25th, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Tomato farm update.